Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about properties of quadratics. Before we start, let's talk about what we learned in the past. In the past we learned that linears are equations, functions, and expressions where the highest power is 1. And we learned about the forms of linear equations, and we said that the slope y-intercept form for linear equations is y equals mx plus b, and that the standard form of linear equations is ax plus b y equals c. Today we're going to talk about quadratics, and quadratics are equations with no variable raised to a power greater than 2. That means that the highest power in a quadratic equation is 2. We also will learn that the standard form for a quadratic is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not a 0, a, b, and c are real numbers. So this is an example of a quadratic. We have a quadratic expression here. We have 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. And the highest power in this quadratic is 2, and it's in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, this quadratic can also be written as an equation where we have two variables. We have y and we have x, and the equation is y equals 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. We also can write quadratics as functions where we have inputs and outputs. The input is x and the output is f of x. So looking at these examples, we see that all these examples are in the standard form, and that A is 2, B in this case is 5, and C is equal to negative 3. In the past, we learned that the graphs of linear equations and functions are lines. And today we're going to learn that quadratics also has its unique shape when you graph them, and this unique shape is called a parabola, a U-shaped graph that is called a parabola. Now, this parabola can opens up if the leading coefficient of the equation with x squared is positive. So when we have a positive coefficient, that means we have a happy face. That means that the parabola opens up. Now, when the leading coefficient with x squared is a negative, that means the parabola is going to open down. Negative, that means a frowny face, and that means that the parabola is going to open down. Now, let's talk about the different properties of quadratics. The first thing we're going to mention is called the vertex. The vertex is the lowest point of the parabola that opens up, which is represented by the minimum, or it could be the highest power of the parabola that opens down, or the maximum. So when the parabola opens up, the vertex is the minimum, and when the parabola opens down, the vertex is the maximum. Another property for quadratics is the axis of symmetry, which is a vertical line passing through the vertex that divides the parabola into two symmetric parts. So if I have a parabola, this is the vertex, and the axis of symmetry is the line that goes through the vertex and divide the parabola into two equal parts. Now, this axis of symmetry has an equation, or a linear equation for a vertical line. And this equation can be represented by x equals negative b over 2a. The next property that we're going to talk about are the intercepts. So we have the x-intercepts, which are called roots, solutions, or zeros, and the x-intercept is where the parabola cross the x-axis. So a quadratic equation can have no x-intercepts if it looks like this. But this is an example where we have no x-intercepts. It can have just one intercept. And this is an example of a parabola that has just one x-intercept. Or it can have two x-intercepts. And this is an example where we have two x-intercepts. The other intercept is the y-intercept. And again, the y-intercept is where the parabola crosses the y-axis. And in the quadratic equation, in the standard form, the y-intercept is the value of c. So let's take a look at this parabola. This parabola represents a quadratic equation, which is y equals x squared plus 4x minus 5. And if you look at this graph, you'll find out that we have the vertex -2, -9, which is the lowest point or the lowest point of the parabola. That includes the minimum, which is -9. It also has a y-intercept of a -5. It has x-intercept of 1 and -5. And we have the axis of symmetry right here, which is the line that divides the parabola into two equal parts and goes through the vertex. And this axis of symmetry has an equation of x equals -2. Now, the values of a, b, and c in this equation is 1, 4, and -5. And if we try to find the equation of the axis of symmetry using the equation x equals -b over 2a, you'll find out that x is going to be equal to -4 for the value of b over 2 times, instead of a, we have 1. So I'm going to end up with x equals -4 over 2, which is -2. And this is exactly what we have on the graph. To graph this quadratic, I'm going to go to y equals, and in y equals, I'm going to put my quadratic. I have x squared plus 4x minus 5. And I'm going to go to the table to be able to identify the points that I need to graph. And when you graph quadratics, it's always better if you look at what we call the rainbow values. And the rainbow values are the values that can help you show the different properties of the quadratic. And in this case, it's also these values are also called the rainbow values. If you look here at the table, you'll find out that we have values that alternate. We have 0 and 0 here, and then we have -5 and -5, and then -8, -8. And we have the vertex in the middle, which is -2, -9. So these values are the best values that can help you graph the parabola, because these values form a rainbow shape in the table, which on the graph can help you show the U-shaped parabola. So if you look at this table, we can also look at this table and identify the vertex, which is the middle value here of the rainbow values. And then in this case, which is -2, -9. And then you can also identify the y-intercept, where x is a 0, that's a -5. And then the zeros, or the x-intercepts, where the y is 0, which is -5 and 2 in this case. So now, this is what we can get looking at the table. Sometimes it's not so easy to find these values in the table, and you need to ask the calculator to identify exactly what these values are. And to do that, we also have a feature here can help you find the vertex and can help you find the x-intercept. If you go to second trace and do calculate, since this is a parabola that opens up, we're going to have a minimum. So you're going to go to 3 to find the minimum. If you look at the graph, the calculator is going to ask you to identify the left side of what you think the minimum point is. And in this case, I am moving the pointer to identify or to go to what I think is the vertex. And in this case, it's this side. It could be anywhere on the side. I rather be close, not very close, but close to the vertex so the calculator can give me the exact value. I'm going to hit enter, and then the calculator is asking me to identify the right side now. And again, I'm to the right, but not far away and not too close. So this is the right value or the right side of what I think is the minimum. So now the calculator is going to ask me to guess. I'm not going to guess. The vertex based on the calculator is -2, -9, which is exactly what we got when we looked at the table. Now, the calculator also can identify the x-intercepts. So if you go to second trace, and ask the calculator for the x-intercept. That means you're asking the calculator for the 0, which is number 2. So the calculator is going to ask you again to identify the left side of what you think is the first x-intercept is. And again, I'm going to get to the left side, but not too close. This is good enough. And then the calculator is going to ask me to identify what I think the right side of the x-intercept is. This is good enough. So now I'm not going to guess. I'm going to ask the calculator to give me that value, which is -5, 0. Now, to find the other x-intercept, I have to do this again. Second trace, go to calculate and choose 2 for 0. Now, unless I go very close to the x-intercept, to the left side of the second x-intercept, the calculator is not going to give me the right value. So this is what I think the left side of the second x-intercept is. And the calculator is going to ask me to go to the right side of what I think the x-intercept now. And this is good enough, so I'm going to hit enter. And now my x-intercept is between these two lines, which is perfect. That's what the calculator needs to be able to calculate that value correctly. So I'm not gonna guess, and I'm gonna hit enter, and the value is 1, 0. And this is exactly what we got on the table. So you have two ways of finding the x-intercepts and the vertex for a parabola, using the table and looking at the rainbow values, or you can use the calculator and ask the calculator to identify these values for you when it's not too clear on the graph or on the table.